to say that Asmongold was left-leaning. He spends 95% of his stream just defending Trump. That's a big word for a retard. The problem is that xQc, I'm super glad that he drew this. He's actually completely falling into this trap. I can't, don't blink, I can't. This guy's actually, stop. What is this?
Far away in the podcast with you, Destiny and Hasan. Destiny said he'd go on. As I said, I would too. So there's just one guy left.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But I wouldn't bet on it. I certainly say that. I would not bet on it. But we'll see what happens. It really depends. Anyway, I'll go ahead and I'll look at it. 2v1? Well, I don't know about that. It depends. And so, yeah. It's always about me. Well, I'll watch this. We'll see what's going on. You see Mike from PA's back on Twitch? I did see that. I'm curious to see what he's going to do when he comes back on stream. Hopefully he can just be normal.
Imaginable cruelty of Israel. And there were people like the sex pest that were watching, like the sex pestity that we're watching here. That
Dude. Okay.
All right.
Streamer Destiny. All roads lead to Rome, right? They can do the exact same thing if Biden couldn't get away with doing it. They want to bring progressive debate to Kirk's doorstep. But first, they have to get in.
So Turning Point has cancelled all of UNF America's credentials, and now they're trying to sneak in Destiny so he can debate inside here.
Oh, uh-oh. They're trying to bring him in. He's wearing sunglasses so they can't see him.
So Destiny has
Like Superman did the same thing. You know, he wore glasses.
made it inside the building,
Yeah.
and we'll see how long he lasts.
There's a major streamer
Oh, look
named
who it
Destiny,
is.
who's a Democratic liberal streamer. He appears to be debating Myron Gaines, who's more of a right-wing red pill guy. They're both sort of
Oh, God. Do you remember? I've never seen Myron happier than when those girls were discussing why Hitler did what he did to the Jews. I don't know if he's ever been happy. I've never seen him smile more.
features of like internet trolldom, but it should be a lot of fun. You know, it's like blood sports. It's like watching a cockfight.
It really is.
We love to see it. It's great.
Did I miss the gray stuff? No, I'll probably do it soon.
Today, have a little friendly conversation.
Young people may be tuning out the news, but this new form of live, provocative political debate is blowing up online. Its cultural significance is something well known to Kirk because he's part of it.
Democratic socialism is completely different.
I love this
And
one.
I want to know what's the best.
Hello everyone, I am Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, and I'm surrounded by 20 woke college kids.
Wow.
Under 10 with the words prove me wrong, Kirk brought online debater culture directly to hundreds of college campuses.
I do think this is a really good idea. I mean, like the fact that he goes out and does this is a great content idea. I know Steven Crowder did something that's similar to this too. Yeah, is this video edited to enlarge his face? I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Last election cycle.
We have a problem in Black America. The biggest problem is not racism, it's the lack of dads. When exactly do heartbreaks begin in Europe?
You know that, but you don't know the
Well, I
full
know you. Tell me when.
I don't know.
And while he uses it to make viral content, its primary goal is to register Gen Z to vote MAGA.
Well, of course. I mean, obviously. I mean, like, I don't know if this is really an accusation. You know, are you truly accusing this guy of maybe using his political position to make people believe in his politics? I could see that. I could see that making sense.
The fact that we are now becoming like, we're becoming the cool kids now.
No, I just want to be clear. Is there something wrong with talking to voters?
No, there's nothing wrong with talking.
Well, that's what we're doing here today. It's an open
I
mic.
think that you push a dangerous agenda.
It's a strategy.
Of course you do. People like this always use the word dangerous because they want to equate a conversation with violence. Because
No, I think it's because of the fact that masked ICE people, the federal fucking government has like mobilized both troops in California, although I think they're gone now, who knows what the fuck they're doing now, or the fact that the federal government is talking about arresting Texas state politicians and other states now. It's not just dangerous as like a meme. Like there's actual actions that the federal government is taking today that people consider to be bad actions that are dangerous for the health and safety of people. Or when we talk about health, like all the scientific funding that's been canceled that we was talking about before. The fact, why am I even saying this? We know this. I know this.
if they do that, they can justify being violent in a response to a conversation.
That those behind UNF America say the DNC has been absent to counter.
I hate Charlie Kirk. I think he's actually a saint swap. He's very, very strategically minded.
An event organized by the UNF America crew down the street from the convention center, both conservatives and liberals packed into a pub to eat chicken wings, drink beer, and watch conservative voices try to take on Destiny.
Have you found everything? Yeah. So you found 5, 5, 6. The medical causes of surviving that are infinitesimally small.
They're infinitesimally higher than this. More great here.
Charlie Kirk's been doing this a long time, more than 10 years.
Oh, that's about Trump, about the fucking, that's the assassin.
Why has it taken the left so long to catch up and still hasn't caught up? Republicans vertically are very well integrated when it comes
I
to...
think one of the big reasons why a lot of left-wing policies aren't popular online is because they're not popular in real life. If you're talking about like a lot of these edge case issues, stuff like no borders, the trans issues, stuff like that, it's because they're not popular, period. That's the reason why. I mean, if you interview and you poll people and you see what the numbers are.
Yeah, those are the big ones, dude. You got it, man. Oh, God, he's so smart, so huge. Those are the big ones, bro.
It very clearly indicates that this is a deeply unpopular position to have. It's imaginary thinking. Exactly, it is. And I think that also another big issue and the other big reason why they're not popular is because the people that are pushing them are generally very autocratic. And they're trying to push them and they demonize anybody else who doesn't.
Autocratic? That's a big word for a retard who's literally championing a guy who's unironically trying to be a dictator, for a guy who doesn't give a fuck about anything that Congress does, and for a Congress run by Republicans that's willing to give up an infinite amount of... Like, you're talking about a guy who's literally unilaterally running trade policy for the entire United States with the rest of the world for his entire presidential term. And you're calling Democrats autocratic?
Think like they do. And I think that alienates people. It does in the long term.
making sure that they're winning elections. Right? There's people who in 2020 they thought the election was stolen in every state basically, but they still showed up to vote next time. So something's happening there where they're really big on going out and winning elections. And
I mean, to be fair, people said that the 2016 election was rigged by Russia, and they still came back and they voted in.
I can't. Don't blink. I can't. This guy's actually retarded. Stop.
Never
What is
seen
this?
this man say a racist thing. I think the attacks are fairly. Why is that funny, Charlamagne?
I'm just laughing. It's hysterical. But I mean,
But no, Charlamagne,
because people act like
listen.
there's no such thing as Google or we don't have TV.
I will say it.
Drew! Rage bait.
Right, there's the left, okay? But not everything on the right is a megatard. That's gonna
LLMs, okay?
the same way that left isn't all libtards. Guys, Asmongold is a progressive, buddy. Asmongold is left-leaning. Like, are you okay?
Asmongold is a pretty.
The problem is that these days, people say that you're a right-wing Andy. If you're just a left-leaning person, because the left is gone further up on the needle, on the chart, and most people that say that they're unarmed living left are actually just radicalized far left. That's just the way it is. People are far left radicals. Actually, far left. And if you're not a far left, they call you right wing because they're brain dead. They're stupid. And then otherwise,
Mr. Cow Smile.
if you're not left overall and you're leaning, you're a megatard. That's it. It's the new scale. Chat, get with the new world. This is the new scale
When
that
I
we
say
live
somebody's a
with.
smart person, Asmongold's a pretty smart person, and that he's like a good LLM that can parse stuff and then give you like. You know what I have to say to that?
What is this guy doing?
Exactly. Thank you. What's this?
Whoa, dude, chill. You're being anti-Semitic.
Okay. All right. One of the issues with the political, spectrum, I guess, is depending upon how you engage with politics, your view of like what is left and right can be a little bit strange. So like for gamer type people, a lot of people define the left and the right based on basically like, are you pro or anti like homosexuality? Because that's like where their brain is. They don't really have much like formal engagement with political systems or with, I'm not even saying this to be like an insult. It doesn't be condescending, but like, it's just like, that's not how they see it. They think like, right means like religious, Christian, anti-gay, and Asmongold is like for gay marriage and even believes in climate change. So he's not even like right-leaning, he's left-leaning, right? I just don't think xQc knows anything about where politics is right now, because to say that Asmongold is left-leaning, he spends 95% of his stream just defending Trump. Is it, okay, is Tectone only able to talk before 1 p.m. EST? I don't understand. I tried 3 days in a row. He wasn't live, man. Why are you acting like I'm ducking Destiny? He messages me, the last time he messaged me was 3 days ago. He said, yo, finally got around to do a YouTube exclusive stream. Let me know if you want to talk today. This is at 10:42 a.m. Oh, I was flying to LA. He said, what time do you normally go live? And I said, I try to go live from 1 to 9 EST, but I'm out of town today and I'll be back the next. I don't understand. Like, I'm always, I mean, I feel like I'm very easy to get a hold of. If you want to get a hold of me, I'm on my computer. Yeah, I'm streaming. But okay. I'm free to chat Tuesday, early evening if you want, or anytime after 3 EST, smiley face. Okay, what is this?
Left, right. Okay. Most people are like here. I would assume to be like here. Right? In the background, right? This left now is like over here. This is my take. You don't agree with it. Right? If you're like here, or like in between, like purple.
Oh my God, he's drawing the meme, the comic.
You're a right wing Andy.
Classic falling for the rage bait, get one guide.
True.
Anything further than this?
He is.
If you're like here, you're a MAGA tard. So they say you're MAGA. That's what they say. They absolutely say 100%. Even though they're left leaning, like people, they say this is the right these days. It's not. This is not the right. It's still left leaning. Most of their ideologies will agree with left wing ideologies, and that's fine. But if they don't agree with you on one or two topics, doesn't make them right wing or MAGA tard. You know, it's not that hard. Just because you are radicalized, this is radical. You're radical. Like most people, generally, they're like radical. If you say things like, oh yeah, killing is fine if it achieves this or that. Sometimes you have to do this and kill people. No, that's fucking radical. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you tell me that burning down a dealership? Well, dude, it's only Elon Musk, so we're chilling on that. That's chill now. That is radical terrorist. That is terrorist ideologies. If you say, yo, dude, it's okay to do this because blah 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 blah, we'll catch on fire and throw mollies and catch each other on fire. That is what you would call, in all realms, in all divisions of the term, terrorist. You're a terrorist. You're radical. But people are so blinded these days, they don't see themselves as a fucking terrorist. They don't. So get your head out of your ass and you say it. So you can sit down and proud. If you're a terrorist, say, yo, guys, I'm that. You can just say it. I mean, we won't judge. I will judge. Nobody will. I will judge you for sure.
Things and can reasonably sort through stuff to give you just
like, that's me.
Like an intelligent person. But the same limitations that exist with LLMs also exist with people that do online politics.
Oh, I forgot. Last thing. This thing also, if this is the scale, if you are right here, like literally right-leaning, they will call you a Nazi and a fascist, is what it is. It's a new term. I'm not saying you're like a right-wing Andy. If you're leaning right.
The funny thing is that xQc has the tools on the board to understand what's actually happening. But the problem is that xQc, you know what, actually? I'm super glad that he drew this because he's actually completely falling into this trap, this one-dimensional trap, and he's not analyzing the evolving political landscape. Because what he's doing is he's drawing this thing, but he's only considering a single dimension, right? And he's going, oh, well, you know, if we do our, usually they do like authoritarian or libertarian, but if we make this like economic policy, and then if we make this up here, I don't want to say social because that doesn't really, we'll do the libertarian authoritarian thing. Because he's only looking at this on like a single axis, he's like assuming that, oh, like a lot of Democrats are over here. And then when they see Asmongold like right here, they think that Asmongold is like MAGA or evil. And no, it's actually you guys who have changed. But I think like what's actually happening is this dot here is not as far left as he thinks it is, but it's like way more like up here. And Asmongold is not just because he agrees with gay marriage or climate change, doesn't put him here. Asmongold is, when it comes to actual like political positions, he's probably like center right-ish, but it's not here. It's way the down here. This is the issue. Okay, and this is why it seems like there's so much distance between these two positions. It's because these guys are actual authoritarian cucks. These guys are actual like pro-fasci, like I will cheer for literally any thing that Donald Trump does. I don't give a what it is. That's the issue. Like there's nothing radical about saying, you know, like we need to do stricter immigration policy. That's not like a far right crazy radical position, but laughing and joking about families being destroyed because ICE is invading, you know, sovereign states to do mask up, mask on, you know, crazy deportation of people out of courthouses and Home Depots. That's a crazy authoritarian. It's not super far out over here, but it's really far down here. But xQc is like collapsing his whole understanding of the difference between these two people is just on this single like economic, social policy axis. And he's like, oh, well, if Asmongold is not like, he doesn't want to murder all the Jews, so how can you say he's far right? It's like, but he's missing this whole second dimension. I don't know why he's drawing it like this if he's only going to look at it on one line.
You are fascist, racist, Nazi, instantly. Which I think is bad to have like really far end labels for just being leaning in, because it's what it is.
And that if the data set is dog shit, then the answers are dog shit. So
you are going against your cause because you're normalizing it, that you're desensitizing people from the terms that are more towards for radical ideologies to people that are not radicals, and making everybody think that this word means absolutely nothing anymore. And now you lose your weapons.
Like you lose your weapons if you can't talk. Like I agree with what xQc is saying. I said that 10 years ago. But I think I was pretty careful about it 10 years ago, and he knows it because he was a fan of me 10 years ago before he even started streaming, right? He knows that I wasn't calling everybody a Nazi or calling everybody racist or whatever. I'm generally pretty reserved with stuff like that. But like, it's not normal. What the current administration is so much what's going on is not normal. Okay, Trump coin is not normal. All right, Witkoff running around and signing deals with everybody on behalf of Trump and his family. It's not normal. This is not normal stuff.
Against people that actually are radicals, because what you're saying doesn't have any more value anymore. It loses value. Now it's irrelevant. Now you say that, and people are like, okay. People, if you go to Twitter and say, yo, this guy's a fucking Nazi, people go, okay, because it doesn't mean anything anymore. They've dulled the blade.
The problem you run into is people like Asmongold are above average intelligent people, but they get tricked by their own intelligence. And they think that intelligence.
Hours on the right. Surely Mr. Middle will do it.
Dude, the right is brain dead. Everything quality is brain dead.
It's me, because I'm too lazy to do it myself. When does she say it? I feel like I'm bullying right now. I'm bullying.
I'm about to creep.
Stop. This is bullying. Okay. Stop!
Perpetrator of this.
Who cares? Fuck, these people are scum. Okay. Listen. My mind has been locked in a constant state of battle, all right? For the past, like two years? Year? At least 6 months, okay? I've come out more on the other end, though. Somehow. Somehow! With my positivity intact, okay? I think that if you act bad, I think that there is an immediate reward for it, but in the long term, I think it will hurt you. I think that if you act righteously, I think that sometimes there is a short-term penalty for it, but in the long term, hopefully, because human history is progressing in a positive direction on the aggregate, it will lead to good things, hopefully, okay? When I look at a lot of people that I fight with who make unhinged claims about me and say crazy things, sometimes it feels a little bit hopeless and kind of crazy, okay? But I feel like in the aggregate, the crazy things that they say ends up hurting them. Just takes a long time to see it and ends up being beneficial to me, okay? That's all I'm saying, all right? All that to say that when I criticize people, I try to keep it like subject matter relevant. I try to avoid the crazy, unhinged personal attacks. And I think in the long term, I think that benefits me. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah. Are there any examples of that happening? I think, I mean, at long term in my streaming career. So like I would say that, I don't know if I'm giving advice to my oppos. Like there is a world with the whole pixie everything. Not that I'm accused of whatever. There's a world where if criticisms of me would have been narrow and specific, then potentially things would have went better for that side. But as a result of nobody, I don't know why, but since nobody can ever have a coherent, realistic criticism of me, and instead it's always like the most outrageous and crazy fabricated, insane statements of all time. In the short term, it's beneficial because they get all the hype. People can make the YouTube videos. People can do whatever else. But I think in the long term, I think people will look back on it. I think it's happened a bit with me where people look back and like, okay, well, hold on. People said like all these insane things, and it seems like basically none of these have materialized. And then even if there were some things that you could have said, like it's lost in the noise of all the crazy autistic shit. That's is a personal example as of recently, but I don't know. We'll see.